Hello and welcome to Inside Right Football News, the first edition of Inside Right Football News. Cody, you are a Liverpool fan.
Yes, I am.
I'm obviously a Liverpool fan. I don't even know how to say this, but newsflash, Jurgen Klopp has decided to leave Liverpool Football Club at the end of June once the season is over. Thoughts on Jurgen Klopp's time at Liverpool, and also the impact he has left on so many people in football and Liverpool fans as well.
So obviously, how old were you again when he started at Liverpool?
I was 9.
9?
Yep.
So that's what I mean. Like, I was, say, 15. I still remember those years before he came in where the club was genuinely a mess. Like, I'm talking like Stuart, I can't even remember his first name, but Downing, Konchesky, like, dealing with players.
Christian Poulsen.
I don't even remember that game. Jeremy, the game player, Jeremy Nagog.
Fabio Barini.
Yeah, though that quality of player, that quality of side, that's what we were dealing with before Klopp came in. Obviously, there was a bit of a uprise when Brendan Rodgers was there. He helped kind of steady the ship a little bit, but it didn't feel like Liverpool was a big club.
Yep.
When Klopp came in, it took a little bit. Like, it obviously wasn't an instant impact, which I
And
don't
it
think you can
never
expect
is,
from.
right?
100%. But what happens is you have someone that's so understanding of their style and what they want to implement in a football club that it's not just about what he's going to do while he's there, but like you asked as well, the impact that they can leave afterwards. He's leaving Liverpool 10 times better than what he came to it with. There's an identity there. There's passion in the club there again, and there's a world-class side there.
Yep.
He's any coach that kind of comes in afterwards, there's a blueprint that they can go. It's like, okay, this is how Liverpool Football Club is built. This is what the fans like to see. This is what I can go and implement. And it also helps the club in a way where they can go and look for a coach that has those same similar ideals, even if it doesn't need to be the same style, but if there's the same characteristics and maybe some similar same traits, then you're going to be in a good position. I know Chubby Alonso is the name that's been touted around.
Yeah.
That would be really, really good.
He seems to be the favourite.
I hope he's the favourite.
We're still undefeated at Leverkusen, so
yeah. Not just that, he's Spanish, so I'm
Yep.
happy with that too.
Yep.
But no, like I said, I still remember how Liverpool was when he first came in compared to where we are now. It's almost like two different clubs, and you owe that to him, because if it weren't for him, there's a good to fair chance we could be a mid-table club in the Premier League for a period of 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's not where Liverpool should be.
Yep. Well, I think one of the big things is he's turned, and he said this in his first press conference, he wanted to turn doubters into believers, and that's exactly what he's done. Like, when was watching the Big Blue derby last night, and then the news on my phone just came up, Klopp's leaving, and Dad called me, said, no, this is not a joke. He's leaving. I'm like, no. So there was a YouTube video that came out. I watched the whole interview, and obviously it's like going through the 5 stages of grief. I was like, no, this is not right. I don't know what the 5 stages are, but it's anger. Like, you have no idea. It all just happens so fast, and it takes a while to process. I'm still processing this because he did sign till 26.
Yeah.
And I was just expecting, okay, staying till 26. And look, 9 months out from his contract expiring, he might re-sign, or he might say, no, I'm confirming this is my last season. But I wasn't expecting it to be on a season which shows a Liverpool 2.0. After last season, I thought, wow, we are seeing a next chapter getting written under Klopp. This is his next super team. So in year 1 of that super team, I'm just distraught. But he knows more than anyone else when his time's up.
When you're burnt out, you're burnt out. And I don't think you'd rather him call it quits while he's at the top and say he tries to push through it to the end of the contract, and by the end of the contract, maybe we're back in mid-table.
Yep.
Because you've got a guy there that probably doesn't, I won't say it doesn't have the heart, but doesn't have the willingness to go on and really go that extra mile to make sure Liverpool is as successful as what they should be. So in that regard, I've got no qualms with him saying, you know what, it's time for me to step back. I actually respect that more than anything. And you look at the way Liverpool is now, you've got the super team kind of going on. First, 5 points, I believe, as well.
Yep.
I can't remember the league table off the top of me, but off the top of my head. But you'd rather him be in a position where, never know, could actually finish his Liverpool career off with a league title. I think one thing that's been, well, from an outsider point of view, been underwhelming, the fact that he's only won one league title.
Yep.
Before he came in, we didn't win one for 30 years. That's more than what I guess you could have hoped for. You talk about that phrase, turning doubters to believers. That season we won the Premier League, I was sitting there going, I'm not going to believe we're going to win the league this season until I see us with the trophy in our hands.
Yep.
So, you know what, in that regard, now I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, we've got a good chance of winning it this season. So he's done exactly what he's gone out to do. 8 years in modern football as a manager of a football club is nothing to be underestimated. Most coaches don't last 2 to 3 anymore.
Yeah.
So, look, it's sad that he's leaving, but in a way I've also kind of made peace with it. But, look, obviously, when someone's been such a strong part of the club for so long, there's always going to be that hint of sadness. But the man he's done, you can only respect him for what he's done. I think he deserves to kind of leave on his own terms too. I'd rather that be the case than him being forced out of the club because he's underperforming.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this little short, just talking about Jurgen Klopp. This is obviously big news, so I thought we have to make a short segment just on that. But yeah, thank you for joining me on Inside Right Football News, Scotty. Thank you.
Easy.